It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive Podcast with me, legendary Leanne.
And me, magnificent Melissa.
Did you forget who you were there? Where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu. Are you okay, Melissa?
I had a little bit of a brain fart
Who
there.
am I?
I forgot.
You're all of a
Take it.
kerfuffle because we've got a new format, and I think it's set the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it?
It has.
Because
we've been learning some new skills.
We have been learning new skills, but we are going in with a new format. And we've been talking about having some guests on for a little while. And today is the day for our very first ever guest. So introducing Camila Horner. Whoop,
Welcome, Camilla, to the Rise and Hive Podcast.
Thank you for having me, beautiful ladies.
You're very welcome.
We're very pleased to have you.
We
How
are.
the devil are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Very, very busy, but very, very well.
Oh, well, the first thing we've got to do, first order of business.
Yes.
Obviously,
Very important business.
I am legendary Leanne.
And I am magnificent Melissa. I've remembered now, guys.
Now that
I've
you know-
remembered who I am.
Now that she knows who she is, if you're coming on the podcast, you've got to give yourself a name. Cam, what are you going with?
Don't you worry. I've been prepping for this.
Oh,
We love
love it.
it.
Oh, I've been
Yes,
prepping for this.
yes.
So I had it out on the stories and I had a few names.
And
I mean, some of them were fantastic, like a camouflage cam.
I'll be honest, I was like, is that really what you're going for as your brand?
That makes it sound like you're hiding away somewhere. You don't want to be seen, and that is absolutely not the era that you are in right
That
now.
is the last thing that you are, is camouflage.
Exactly. But what won? And you know what? There's been a few times when I've put in stories about vote for this, do this, and people have just been like dead and silent and no one's voted. But for this one, people were keen.
Oh, well,
People were
yes,
keen and
we
they
are
were
dying to
voting.
hear.
And they went with Courageous Cam.
Courageous Cam. So
Perfect.
Courageous Cam.
Perfect. So we are joined today by the Courageous Cam from Prosperous hang on, I'll get my teeth in. We'll say it again. Prosperous Horizons. So we want to hear all about what you're up to, Cam, and what are you doing. So tell us, what is Prosperous Horizons? What are you doing these days?
Well, I'm very excited about Prosperous Horizons. I have a new program that is about to start. And if I go back a little step,
Yeah.
so I used to work with you, beautiful lady.
You did. The
And it
glory
was
days.
I mean, you actually were my manager.
And I-
We have talked about this on the podcast.
We did.
I think
and
she might have even said, well, I don't know if you actually did say this. I might have just said it. I think best boss you've ever had. Am I making a bold claim there?
I don't think you did. I don't think she did, but I'll
don't
take
think I
it.
did say that, but technically,
Technically,
it is a correct fact there.
There
you
we
have
go.
got your facts correct,
it
legendary.
was a
Leanne.
made-up
well
fact, but
done.
turns out it was correct.
It was. I mean, actually, I think what I said was I showed a lot of gratitude because you were the person.
I think you said inspirational as well. I think
well,
you said.
Well, I
Can
think
we just get that in there?
courageous, well, you are courageous, Cam, and you inspired me, and you allowed me to be magnificent, Melissa, and showed me how magnificent I was.
Believe in yourself.
So there we go.
Believe that you can.
Believe
Believe
that
in
you can.
Oh,
Big love.
we're already starting. We're starting off on a high with the big love. But
I
look, we
know.
are here for this. We are all about
Yes.
the women's.
And I
sport.
feel like I just need to recall a little bit. I think you turned around, Leanne, and said, I was a wonderful leader. Is what I think you said.
she's
Yes.
she's getting in
She's been
early.
doing her homework.
She's putting herself in Bragger's corner. to
Come
start.
here, Leanne.
Well, we already know though she's listened to the episode.
Yes.
We knew she had because she came back and commented on Spotify, so
Yeah, I know.
we knew that. But yes, grateful for the listen. Thank you.
Thanks for the
Courageous
listening,
Cam.
Cam. So you are, yes, I'm loving. I'm here for this courageousness of you start coming in strong and putting yourself in Bragger's corner unofficially with you like, actually, I'm an inspirational leader. Was that the word I used, or did I say something else? The second,
You're
literally,
kind of combining a couple of things, but
Yeah.
I'm here for it and
Yeah.
I love it.
we're
yeah.
not here
I'm
for
here for it.
retaining information. We're in an era of our lives where we don't retain the information, but the sentiment is there, and I think the sentiment is that we loved working with you, and you were a fabulous leader. You were inspirational to Melissa, and inspirational to me. We've all been on a journey
Aw.
together. So let's start strong with the love.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
And how
nice.
amazing that we all here doing fabulous things.
Exactly. Who
I
would have
know,
thought?
Who would have thought? But you know what? That's it. Sometimes, like a lot of times, I've thought I can't do something, And there's a lot of voices in my head, that inner critic that is sat on my shoulder constantly. And then, you know what? I've looked back as I push myself out of my comfort zone. I've looked back and I've looked, actually, I've never conformed in anything I've done. I always thought that I did. I always thought I was the good girl that followed the rules because, as you two will know, I love to follow a
You
rule.
are a rule follower.
I am a
sometimes,
rule
yeah.
follower, and if you don't follow the rule, like, woe betide you. Like, if you want to talk about the plane thing with the question of the week and stuff, one of the questions should have been, when the plane light's still on, keep your seatbelt on. Don't be taking it off and standing up and getting your luggage off. Anyways, sorry.
We digress.
No, we're here for a bit digression.
We are here for the
do that.
digression.
Yeah.
But I realised, so I worked with you guys and then set up my own business, and it was a couple of years ago. I
Doesn't
can't
feel like a couple of
believe
years
that it was a couple
Whoa.
of years
It will
ago
be nearly coming
already.
up 2 years, won't it?
But I was brave, yeah. At the end of September,
Very brave.
officially end of September. So yeah, so I was really brave, and I thought, do you know what? I want to go out there and I want to do my own thing. And it was as a fractional CFO. And for anyone that's looked into the art of the possible, this is completely different to what the fractional CFO.
I remember at the
is.
time I was like, Cam, come here. I was like, what's a fractional CFO? For listeners at home, what on earth is a fractional CFO?
Something I'm not going to be doing in the future.
Irrelevant.
It's basically.
Sounds very fancy though, doesn't
It does sound fancy. Tell us what it is.
So I am a chartered accountant, and it's basically, without sounding all fancy, I basically work with lots of businesses that need a bit more of that strategic level thinking around finance and everything. So no, I'm not the person that will go and do your bookkeeping and put your invoices on. No, thank you. Strategy is where I'm at.
Transformational work.
Oh, Melissa, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So, but then that led me on to the next step and the next phase. And I was thinking, and it was earlier on in the year, and I was thinking, do you know what? Finance is just not lighting my fire. And I'm fully into doing what you love.
Mhm.
Doing what you love. And so I thought about the things that I loved, and I got a coach, Beth Hockett, giving her a little
Big
shout
shout out
out
to
here.
Beth.
Shout out.
And that was thanks to you, Leanne. You actually pointed her out to me as well.
Yeah, I saw her doing some great things. She looked, she was very much stop the scroll. She is all about stop the scroll.
Stop the
Yeah.
scroll.
And she stopped the scroll, and I thought, oh. And when you were telling me about what you were thinking, I thought, I think you need to. This is a bit of you, Cam. And I didn't even know you were going to see her. I found out via Beth, who I didn't even know.
I know.
But sorry, I do interrupt
No,
you.
no, not at all, not at all. But anyway, so she helped me to think about really picking out the things inside of me that light my fire inside and what gives me purpose in life and what I want to do. Now, I already knew that I wanted to go into the strategy side of things and help people to set up their business or do with their business to either grow it or whatever. I knew that that's what I wanted to do, the strategy side of life. But then I realized on further working with her that it's about women. And when I thought about my ideal client, because she sat me down, she was like, what's your ideal client? And I talked about a woman that doesn't always believe in herself, that has that inner critic that tells her that she can't do something, but she knows really, even if she doesn't say it out loud, that she's worth more and that she can do more and that she can strive for more. But it's that balance of that inner critic and other people keeping you small in those boxes. And then I got a light bulb moment. I realized it's me. It's me.
It's always you, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
whenever we think about these things, it's always we are our own ideal clients.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, no more going big, brave and bold, as you guys like to say. And I have launched my program, which is to help women who have that inner critic, who sometimes believe that they can't do something, realize that they can and they should build that business.
Oh, we
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
We do. I think, having guests on has been very important. It's part of our journey, isn't it?
Mm.
I think we're at a stage there. The podcast is very just part of our every week thing now, isn't it? But we want to then bring in other people and magnificent, but courageous women who are on their own journey, who are here, and we are all about the you can. So you know, you mentioned there the inner critic, and tell us a little bit, our listeners, about sometimes where your inner critic may have come up a little bit for you.
Oh my gosh. Like, one thing I will say is that it never ever disappears. So, but the one thing that I've learned is you've just got to keep on pushing through. It never ever ever goes away. So constantly, like even coming today, so I'm going to be delivering a strategy session with you guys. And even today, even though I've put a lot of work and effort into it and trying my best, but because I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone with delivering something brand new, it's really quite aggressive, that inner critic. And it's like, oh, well, this will be rubbish. And if you want me to be completely honest and authentic, I've thought
Absolutely.
about it and I've thought, Leanne won't enjoy the fact that I'm gonna make her think about something that hasn't actually happened. I've noticed with
Yeah, I
you,
don't
you're
like that.
like, no, well, if it's not real, I don't want to think
I
about it.
am
And that's
planted
not
in the soil. Melissa's in the stardust. I am planted in the soil.
exactly.
But yeah,
But I'm gonna push you
but
out of your comfort zone, and then I'm like, oh, is that gonna work? And then for you, Melissa, I know how you work and I know how precise you are and everything. And I'm like, will I have thought this through enough for Melissa? And it's all those things that go through in your head. And it's like, we just need to just ignore them and push on through. And do you know what the best thing is as well? If it doesn't work out and whatever I deliver isn't great, well, one, I'm in a safe space. And two, it's a learning
you learn
experience.
through doing.
Yes.
That was the one thing. So when I did my coaching course with Angela Cox, the Procedure 360 course and the advanced practitioner, she had written on the wall is it's okay to learn through doing, or you learn through doing. I was starting to quote it so confidently. I actually took it home, and I've got it stuck in my office. I was like, can I take that with me? And she's now had that. I noticed she's recently run a course and she's got them made into banners rather than posters stuck around the wall. But it's when you learn through doing, that's how you learn. So I'm sure as we do this session, I've got every faith, by the way, that the session will be brilliant.
Oh, gosh,
But
yeah.
I also know just from experience that there'll be things that you don't expect to happen and you'll be like, I didn't think about that. And that's the beauty of it, because you figure things out as you go. You could plan things to the nth degree. And this is what we've talked about on the podcast. We could have planned and planned and planned and planned the podcast for months, and we still wouldn't have known the things that we knew by actually just doing the podcast. And that's going to be the same with you with the art of the possible. You'll have a really clear vision of what you want to achieve and how you want that session to run. And what you'll find is, as you deliver those sessions, you'll figure stuff out quite quickly of what I thought would need to be happening or to be done, or how you would deliver it will be very different to what happens in reality, and you'll just test and refine, and that's part of the process. And that is the beauty of it. And it's a very safe space with us. We're very much looking forward to it. We know you're going to be fabulous, but it will be that learning, that it's about learning to make sure that because you hold yourself to a very high standard and you'll want to be able to deliver the best for your clients. But people will look at you, Cam, as someone who it's all right for her. She's got it all together. She's very confident. She's bold. You come across very self-assured. People will look at you and go, it's all right for her. And one of the things we want to do on this podcast with having guests on is around pulling back the curtain, because we've talked before in our bonus episodes that everybody suffers from imposter syndrome. Everybody suffers from self-doubt from time to time. Everyone has an inner critic. Everyone has fear of failure. Everybody has fear of judgment from others to some degree at different points and in relation to different things. And we talked in an earlier podcast about somebody at work raising in a meeting about having imposter syndrome, and that person was you. I didn't name you at the time because I was like, I'm not sure how comfortable Cam. And I was fairly certain you would be okay with me saying it, but I thought, consent and all of that. Let's check that. But that was you when you stood up in a virtual meeting of about 30 people, was it something like that, and said that you had imposter syndrome.
Can we just take a moment? Like, how brave was that? I mean, that's just fantastic. So that's like, you will have started a ripple that day in that meeting.
You did. Well, you did, because people reached out to you separately, and people who, again, we all judge people, don't we, by how they present themselves. So people who are very confident, who we would never assume, and people would think that of you, and people who you would have deemed to have been really confident reached out to you to say, I also do. And actually in the chat, in the group in front of everyone, people did. So tell us a bit more about your imposter syndrome. Feel free to tell us what motivated you to say it at the time, and like your journey around. Pull back the curtain, because people will think, oh, it's all right for you, but you're human and you will experience all of these things, and we just want to show that it's just normal and it's human, and actually let's just talk about it and let's make it real.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, that inner critic and that self-doubt and what have you never ever disappears. And I don't just want to down myself, which I think I've started off the podcast doing. But the reality is exactly like you say, when people see me, when I'm around a group of people, or I'm one-on-one with people and what have you, they do think, oh, she's got it all together, she knows what she's doing, you know, it's all easy for her and what have you. And the reality is that it's not, and we're all just human.
Yeah.
And we're all exactly the same, and our struggles are just slightly different and in different ways. And this will link up with Melissa as well. I'll tell you about my struggles this week. Oh, I've been in the luteal phase. How you say it? Luteal?
Oh,
Luteal?
yeah,
Luteal?
Has it got a
yes.
H? I think it's
It definitely has a H.
luteal.
Yes.
Well, what do you call it?
Are
you in the autumn?
Winter.
Winter.
No, winter.
No, winter's when it's happening.
Winter's your
Yes.
period.
All
Autumn.
right.
Yeah, you'll be in your autumn.
Autumn.
Is it your autumn? Melissa
Yeah.
talks in different language around.
Can I just own it, guys? It's because I can't remember all of the words. So it's easier just to be, I'm in my spring, I'm in my summer right now, so just so you know.
Oh, that means she's ovulating.
That means
She's shining bright.
Just finishing off, yeah.
So, well, I've been in my luteal phase. Luteal, whatever.
Your autumn.
Yeah, my autumn, that's it. My autumn, that's it. Let's go with the autumn. So I've been in my autumn, and since having the children, so triplets, please, let's just add that on to
Let's
the
have a moment that you
basket case that is my life at the
you
same
have
time.
3
as doing
children,
everything.
all the same
Yeah.
age, which is wild.
Exactly, whilst running a business as well. That's fun. I talk about that inner critic and that voice inside your head. When you're in your autumn, oh God, if you feel like you're a different person.
Yeah.
And I never had that before having the children. This is why I brought them up, because I never had any of that. I never had like any of the hormones or anything. So everything was always steady and the same for me. And when everybody talked about PMS and stuff like that, I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just kind of ignored it. And then obviously having the children kick-started something in me and what have you. And now it's like I'm a different person. So when I'm in my spring or my summer, am I using the word?
You
Who
are.
knows?
Yeah. I'll confirm that is correct. Spring and summer are the best times.
They're the best time.
When I'm in my spring or my summer, my creativity, my belief, my delusional audacity, which I love when I'm in that mode. I absolutely love it. And yes, I've got so many plans of everything that I want to achieve. When I'm in that zone, oh, the world can't stop me. Like no one is going to stop me. But this week I've been in the autumn.
Yeah. And that's
I've been
why.
in the autumn.
Yeah, that's why though they do say, and I was actually at a live event yesterday at an event where there was some speakers. One of the women there said she plans her whole business around her cycle. And everything she does, that she wouldn't have spoke yesterday if she'd been in her autumn or winter.
No.
So she will plan around because she then is not performing at her best. So yeah, so that is something just for us to bear in mind, and be kind to ourselves when we're in our autumn and winter.
That's it. But it's
Yeah.
difficult though, because you've got those raging voices. I sound like I'm schizophrenic or something there, don't I? Actually?
No, because the thing
No,
is,
you're human.
you're human.
And everybody has highs, everyone has
Yeah.
lows, everyone has good days, everyone has bad days. Everybody, even when you're thriving, even on your good day, you might do something in a work setting where you're like, oh, I feel pressure here, or you might have delivered something that had been really good, but you still might get in your head and go, oh God, like overthinking that. Like I've had it before where I've presented something and you might just notice there might just be one person that's sitting at the front that's sort of, they might just be pulling a face or just not looking that intently, and it might have nothing to do with what I'm doing or saying, but I could have delivered like the most amazing speech, presentation, session, whatever. But if there was one person who might have looked disinterested or a little smirk or like a micro nuance of an expression, I'll be like, oh, that was rubbish, and that, like, they didn't think it was very good. And no matter what other people tell me, that doesn't, it can't offset what I believe to be true.
Yeah.
And it completely thwarts your whole perception. And I could still have had a really good day, and objectively, it could have still been a really good thing. But these are just human things. And one of the things that we want to do when we talk about pulling back the curtain is showing that where people might look at other people who are strong, successful, powerful, courageous, brilliant, they're still human, and they will still have fear, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, all of these things. Everybody has it. I don't care what anyone says.
Agree.
You might front and stunt, and the perception that people might want to portray online, or that they do portray, and they don't even know that they portray it. But we're all just human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we talk about that, the more that we pull back the curtain on just being real, it takes the power out of things. So it's not about trying to showcase you in a negative way. It's about going, you are all of these
Yeah.
things. You are successful. You are powerful. You are courageous. You are brave. You are accomplished and brilliant at what you do. But you also have moments where you doubt yourself. You'll have moments where you critique yourself, and that's just totally normal. That doesn't make you rubbish. It just makes you like everybody else. And I think it's about, let's all just be a little bit more real about it. And I think that's what we're trying to, certainly with having guests on, we want to showcase people who are brilliant, but also go, where have you struggled? What might have been hard for you? And what does life really look like? Because it doesn't help anyone when we all pretend to be perfect. It doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't help yourself either, and that's the other side, because you're just going around wearing a mask or your armor, just pretending everything's okay when it isn't. And I genuinely believe the minute I've said something out loud, it takes the power away. So the moment that I've shared that feeling or that emotion, it's took the power away from that thought. Because that's what they are. They're just thoughts, aren't they? It's just a thought. But it's about allowing this space here, and we want you to be authentic, to be open and honest here, so that other people can go, oh, Camilla feels that way too. Leon and Melissa have felt that way. I'm not on my own. So yeah, and so thank you for sharing that.
Well, let me ask you guys a question as well. And I bet you, because you're both high achieving women, when you deliver that brilliant, whatever it is that you've done, that presentation, that whatever it is that you've delivered, and you know that you've absolutely nailed it and it's a great job, do you go then and overthink how much of a great job you've done? Or do you just go, that was my job. I just did what I was supposed to do.
I vary.
I vary. And I think it does go very much with what you've just said there about recycle, because it will depend where you are in that moment. Because sometimes I can overthink the littlest of things.
Yes.
And other things I'm just like, can let that go. And there's certainly something I think age has let me become. I've changed so much, and I think the work I've done in my own mindset allows me to go and I can reframe things quite quickly. Our daily voice notes podcast, sorry, little
Melissa.
mistake there. But our daily podcast allows me in that moment
to
reflect the next day, either get feedback or even just say it out loud. So I've definitely up-leveled in my thought process and letting the things go much easier than what I could.
But I think that's really good that you're able to reflect, because I know I'm guilty of it. I've just done it recently at a board meeting, delivered and thought, whatever. And then I've had people going, oh, that was amazing. And I'm like, oh, really?
Was it?
Really? It was just, I just did my job. It's not that fantastic. And I think you have to catch yourself in those moments. So you guys reflecting through the podcast,
Daily podcast.
daily podcast.
Yes.
Weren't you going to call it the poddy?
Well, Kylie Dixon calls it the poddy. So, we were, but I don't think it's stayed in our head, has it?
Yeah. We tried, but I do normally call it the daily podcast. So yeah.
Well, Liam was like, you need to call it the daily podcast, Liam, because it's confusing when you're talking about the podcast and then your podcast. People don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, in my head, I know clearly what I'm talking about. But he was like, it's confusing. I'm listening on the way to work and I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, our daily voice notes that we send, we call our daily podcast. And then this is the podcast, which we occasionally refer to as the poddy, but it's not language that it hasn't stuck with me. It hasn't stuck with me. So yeah, we did say we were going to call it the poddy, but then we just haven't. But since you've got a memory that remembers everything, I forgot this. You have the memory of an elephant in that. Like, I'll have said like one thing 17 years ago, and you're like, "Do you remember you said this?" I'm like, "I've got no clue," and you remember everything, and I forget everything. I remember nothing. Nothing. But going back to your question, I think if I've done something that's average, and I think, oh, I've done an okay job, but it's just a bit of a yeah for me. I move on from things quite quickly. I don't really dwell on things. I'm not much of an overthinker. So if I've done something that's a bit average, I'm just like, yeah, it's average, it's fine, it's just my job. I don't necessarily take a moment to celebrate. Whereas other people might be like, that's really good. But I'm like, but I know when I've done something good or exceptional, generally, I'm like, oh, you can read the room, you can tell where you've done something that's really good. If I've cocked something up, years ago, that would have crippled me because the perfectionist in me, in that you set yourself a high standard and failure and not meeting that perfectionist standard would be crippling. I try to just be like, nah, now I'm human. I got it wrong. It's not that deep. Move on. And it's not as much of a big deal to other people as it is to me. So I try not to dwell on it. It depends on how big the stakes are. If you do like a major cock up or something, but I try not to beat myself up about it or get too hung up on it. So that's something that I've evolved over the years. But it would be, I'm just like, yeah, that didn't go so well. It's not the end of the world. I'll do better next time. So I've tried to, but I think it depends what it is. But I don't think I'm a huge overthinker about things. You know.
But what I would say though, for both of you, because I know how good you both are, is definitely 100%, is what you think is average is not other people's average. And I would just say, and I think us as women, we are able to think, pass through things and just go, that was average, when it's actually not average.
I think that might be a
It's
golden nugget.
bloody amazing.
Yes, actually, yes. Because that was one of the things that you were, when we worked together and you were my manager, you allowed me to see that what I thought was probably just average, and you were like, that's exceptional. And you allowed me to believe in myself more. And that was one of the amazing things, that you allowed me to see my worth and to, really value what I gave. Because I was reflecting with somebody recently, and we every time at work I received a promotion or a pay rise, I just thought I had to work harder. I had to work harder, longer hours. You saw this. I would just work longer hours because it was like, I need to show that I was worthy of this pay rise. I need to show I was worthy of that promotion. It was like longer work and more hours. And all I was doing every time I did that was devalue myself. Because I was saying I wasn't worthy of it. And you have to come to that realization of going, no, you are worthy. And you really genuinely allowed me to see my true potential. So thank you.
Well,
That's
that is
exactly
a lovely,
what I want.
that is a very good golden nugget though, because I think as women, we set our standards high and feel like you've got to, and just recognizing that actually what might be average for us might be exceptional in an objective space.
Exactly.
So, what a golden nugget. Do you have any other golden nuggets you want to share?
Not that I've thought of right now.
I'll put her on the spot. I'll put her on the spot. Well, I do have an important question for you, which I'm going to take us on to. But before I do that, how do people get in touch with you, Cam? If people want to work with you on the art of the possible, what do they need to do?
So, the art of the possible is for women who are high achievers, that inner critic, they're ready to build a business, they think they've got something inside them, but you know what? It doesn't matter if they haven't got it all figured out. So I know for someone like you, Melissa, who likes to have everything figured out, you would never go to me and go, I'm thinking of setting up a business, but I'm not sure. You'd want to have certain things sorted out in your head before you took that next step. And I'm saying, no procrastination, none of that. If you know that it's inside of you and that you are ready to build a business and you have loads of ideas, let's work together. Let's look at that. So we'll go through your whys, we'll look at your barriers, whether they're inner, they're outer, and then you'll also get my financial expertise and I'll give you all my nuggets around profit and loss and the cash flow and all the rest of it, and how the practicalities of actually building a business. So if you are interested in any of that, and that is the art of the possible, then you can get in touch with me on Prosperous Horizons on Instagram.
Amazing.
We'll tag you when this episode goes live.
Well, there's a job for you, Limitless.
Limitless Liam, get on the tag and tag us somehow. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out because he's a
Call to
limitless.
action. Oh, he is.
He is limitless.
He is.
But we know it's going to be fabulous, and we are just so excited for what is to come, and we can't wait to cheer from the sidelines.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It just seems so right. I think it's full circle for us all to be all sat here today.
With you as our first guest.
As our first guest. I mean, we did. I mean, shall we share with our listeners? Obviously, we did have the technical issues.
Oh,
we're on it probably about an hour. It was an hour trying to get on, and hence why we've got a. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you are watching on Spotify video, I've got a AirPod in.
We've got one each, and then I had to give Cam.
And we're sharing.
So Melissa has the left one to my right one, and Cam has got Limitless Liam's in. Well, no, she doesn't. She took them out, actually.
I mean, we're sharing earwax now.
It's down here.
She's taken it out. I did have to give it a clean before I passed it on to Cam. I couldn't find my spare ones. I couldn't find the actual ones.
Clean as a whistle.
Well, yeah, because I went in the other room and I literally dug the wax out of them. It was a grim job. But yeah, we hope we figured it out. We did a test and we're hoping this worked.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all just set to test us, and we'll figure it out.
We're just learning.
We're learning through doing.
Yes, this is our first guest, and we're just learning. And on the Rise and Hive podcast, everything is figured out.
Now, we do look like we put Cam in a cupboard as well. Cam is sat opposite us. Again, so if you're watching, you're wondering why we're looking over the other side of the room. Yeah, I don't know why, but it does look like we're in the same room. We're literally sat opposite each other, but for some reason we do look like we put Cam in under the stairs or something like that. I promise you we're not. She's literally just sat opposite us, but for some reason we've got a significant deficit in light in Cam.
Hence why, though, we've been looking over there, and obviously in case it's just like they're just staring into space over there, you know.
Yeah, we're not sure of the camera angles for this.
I was going to say for yours, it's not going to be great, is it? Because whereas I am looking at you and I'm actually looking at the camera.
Well, do you know what, as well, from doing this, and because I do go back and listen to our podcast, we've said this, you know, we are our biggest fans.
We are our biggest fans.
Why shouldn't we be? But I do sometimes watch the videos as well, and it just allowed me to learn to love parts of myself that I didn't always, side angles, didn't always appreciate. So
now she's loving it.
Now I'm loving it. I'm just,
But I've got a very important question that I need to bring in now, Cam.
Hit me up.
We're going to take us into some glory of the ordinary, because you are coming along for the full episode. You're not just coming for a segment.
Yeah.
If you're coming on the podcast, you're coming on for the full shebang. So, very important question. Do you or do you not have your food waste bin?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
woo!
I do.
Follow-up question. Have you been using it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a real follower. Of course she has.
I'm a real follower. Yes. Of course I am. Of course I am.
When you work in finance, there's no grey area.
There's no grey area in finance.
It's black or white.
Exactly. No.
How are you finding it? Tell us all about it.
Do you know what? I'm quite keen on it.
Oh, yeah.
I am quite keen on it. I feel like it's easier. I don't know why. I just think it's a bit easier just to have that in the house, and it's just a little bin and empty it and what have you. But
do you know any facts? Because we talked about in a previous episode that Leanne thought that banana peels were going to potentially be running.
I saw a van. It was going to power the van. A banana peel was going to power the van. That's what it said on the side of the van, and I thought, well, isn't that a fact of the day?
That they're using it to
power the van.
Yeah, energy, do something. So I was hoping you might have come in with a bit of fact.
No.
Like we didn't ask her to be fair.
Oh, no. We
just thought
we're just rolling it. We're just going with it.
I thought you were going to say, this is why I said shut up, because I thought you were going to say, because I did hear in a previous podcast that you were talking about, was it eggshells or something?
I've done eggshells in the food waste
and stuff like that. And I'm like, I could have been screening on my podcast at the podcast then, because I'm like, it's food. Of course you have to put it in. And I thought you were going to say the same with the banana peel.
No.
But no, right, okay.
No. So the eggshells have been going in. I haven't had any feedback from Durham County Council about the fact that they should or they shouldn't. So they haven't been raking through me food waste and saying that they shouldn't. However, news just in this week, they didn't collect my bin this week. So I drove over it actually as I pulled off the drive.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I was like,
see it.
I was like, what's that noise? I was like, why? I thought, because I have been known to pull away with my boot open before, and I was like, what's all that noise? So it was bin day on Thursday. It wasn't a windy day, so I didn't need to deploy the strap on. But what I did is I tucked my little food waste bin in between my bin and Louisa's next door. So I just popped it in the middle. Now, I've never seen the actual food waste bin wagon. I don't know what it looks like. I think what's happened is they've come first and they haven't seen it tucked in between. And then they've come to take the regular bin. I pulled the regular bin away, and when I looked in the food waste bin, I was like, oh, it hasn't been collected, so I left it out, but it was in front of my car. I forgot about it. Then I went to go to Asda or something, and I just basically drove. I was like, what on earth is that? It survived. It was quite robust.
Oh, that's good to know.
You have to get the scrapings in like that.
It was all in one piece, and it was all still in there. But when I was
glad to hear it's sturdy.
It was sturdy.
Yeah.
Well, it had all my food waste in from the week, and then I thought, oh, I better reverse back down the street. Once I was like, what is that noise? And I was like, oh yeah, I've just ran over the food waste bin. And then I saw it in the rear view mirror, and I thought I better reverse back down the street and go and pick it up. And I opened it up, and I was like, oh, they still haven't collected it. And then I thought, hang on, it's like 6 o'clock at night. They're not coming now. So I was like, they haven't collected my food waste bin. So I'm going to have a 2 week in this heat as well. Whew, that's going to be lifting, but it's not a problem. But that was breaking news that at first I thought they haven't come, but I think they might not have seen it tucked in between. So a little call to action for myself for next week. Don't tuck it in. I need to leave it visible on display.
Yeah.
So a bit of breaking news for you.
I've got breaking news.
Oh, come on then.
I've gone and received my food-based win.
Oh, we've got a hat trick.
Did I say that right there? Food-based win. Bin. No, win. No, I was like, that didn't sound right. But anyway, basically.
You've got your food waste
I've got
bin.
my food waste.
Oh,
Yeah,
and where are we at? Have you deployed it yet? Is it in action? Have you been in? Have you got your bags? Come on, tell us all about it.
It's on my sofa in the kitchen.
Get it sorted.
And I'm really keen for it as well. I'm here
We're
for
not
it.
keen
I'm here
enough
for
to
it.
get it deployed.
I know. I literally, it came, and but shall we have a little confession corner as well?
Go on then.
So when it arrived, the whole intention was I was going to do a little story because I knew Liam would be really excited about it, right?
Yeah, it's my favourite topic of conversation. I am the bin ambassador.
I know, and I was like, I had a whole plan, and then basically, we authentic on here, so I'm just going to share. I'd been for my Botox last week. And basically, I look like I just come out the sewer. I look like I was
But
the
that's just
Walking
how you
Dead.
look, Melissa. Don't be so harsh on yourself. It's just how you look.
I am working on myself. I've just told you I'm working on that. But basically, I had my Botox on the Thursday, and I looked like I was from The Walking Dead. I don't know what happened to my eye. I sent Leanne a video, right?
I
She
couldn't
said
tell.
she couldn't tell.
Couldn't.
Well, I didn't even go in the office. I was like, and I thought, I'm just going to own it because, like,
I live in the
like to
sewers.
keep myself. I
You
live in
want
the
to live in the
sewers.
sewers? That's up to you. You believe that you
Oh.
can. But is this the reason why you didn't record your video about your food waste bin?
Yeah, basically, and I'm just gonna say it because I think I want to be authentic and say, yeah,
Vanity.
vanity. I do get Botox, and basically, I woke up and I was like, what's happened? What's happened to my face? I was trusting the process, but I did send Leanne a little video, and she was like, well, but it was swollen underneath.
Yeah, I couldn't
It
see
was
it front
definitely
on.
swollen, but it was actually my eyelid. I was like, what's happened to me? So I looked like it just.
I was
crawled
like,
out
just
the
get your
sewers, right?
sunglasses on and get it done.
So hence why I did do some stories later in the week when Liam was like, when actually you came to mine on the Wednesday, I was like, I'm not. We
She
didn't
was
even
there with
get
a
any.
cap. She looked like she's in witness protection.
Another one.
I was like, Leanne did say at one point about getting some footage. I was busy and doing something. And then we're like, no, I just wasn't feeling the love. So when I then did post, because I was like, you need to go on the stories more. I did put my sunglasses on. So showing some gratitude for sunglasses, but I'm just going to share that basically. So that is why it did not become breaking news on stories. It's basically, I look like I climbed out the sewers.
Well, it's a very exciting time. The fact that all three of us are here today with our
Yeah.
food waste bin. What a time to be
I
alive.
know. Well,
Next
yeah, living our
steps,
best
though.
lives.
Next steps. I want that sticker or hello gifts.
Oh, hello, gifts.
Oh.
Siobhan she's doing a test. She put
I
it.
saw it
She
on the
did, yeah.
stories. Yeah.
Now, I'd like it to be a bit jazzier, mind. I wouldn't mind it saying bin monitor Or being
Oh,
ambassador.
I think actually yours is going to be special.
I'd like it to
I
be
think
special.
it needs a rising hive and
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I feel it needs a bit
yeah,
of branding. So Siobhan,
yeah.
if you're listening,
We'll get in and we'll tell her. We'll
we'll
send her
tell
a
her.
message.
Yeah, I'm going to
She's
get a
here for the
special
orders. I'm always.
sticker. Anyway, who are we going to put in Bragger's Corner this week? You've already put yourself
I
in,
put me
Cam.
telling.
Cam's already put herself in. Who are we putting in?
Well, we are going to be putting in the amazing
The fabulous
Anne.
Amazing Anne.
Amazing Anne, who has been very supportive on the podcast journey. She has sent us numerous voice messages
I love a
on
voice message from Anne.
Instagram. Love, love, love. We are now getting her into the WhatsApp because we do want to be able to share. Anne has got some always very strong views on question of the week.
She does.
Absolutely, and we're here for it. We mentioned during last week's podcast around about the fact that she's tried to get on with Chris Miles, was it? And he's just not realised how talented Anne is.
No,
We're going to get her on here. We're going to have her in. But she's changed. She's changed her life.
she has. I think. Well, the podcast has changed her life.
Yes.
So she came in and she left the most beautiful message, voice note for us in our WhatsApp. I'll just share the number for you. 07466 324 579. It's the only way we can remember the number. So if you'd like to message in with a voice note, you can do that
Please
via
do.
WhatsApp. And Anne did. And she came in to say, well, first of all, we know that she's been a listener pretty much from the start.
Yeah.
And she said she would never have normally listened to that type of podcast, but she said it's changed her life, just how she views the world. She started doing gratitude every day. And I think we might have talked about this previously. She started journaling and just starting to be a bit bigger, bolder and braver. And one of the things that she came into us a couple of weeks ago was that she's never worn shorts because of how her legs look. And now she did send us a photo of her legs and I was like,
Her legs
and
are
she had the most
absolutely
tremendous legs.
like she's got an absolutely superb figure.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful, and her legs were tremendous. But she's never worn shorts before, and she sent us a message saying, "I'm wearing the shorts," and then she sent us a follow-up message to say she bought a dress that she would never. She bought it. I think she bought it on Vinted, and she was like, "I don't know why I bought it. I would never wear it because she didn't have the confidence to wear it." And from listening to our podcast, she wore the dress and she's worn the dress out, and then she's sending photos of herself in the dress, and then she sent photos of herself in another pair of shorts, and she went to the gym in shorts.
She went to the gym.
We were like, you're going to be an Asda in a bikini at this rate. But like just the journey that she's been, it was an emotional message, wasn't it? And so the WhatsApp comes through to Liam. Liam sent it to us. He was nearly crying. We were nearly crying. She was nearly crying. We're like, I think we are going to try and add the message in because it's a message that people need to hear.
It is beautiful.
It's beautiful, the journey that she's been on.
Good morning, ladies. Thought I'd give this WhatsApp malarkey a go. Just listened to, it started with a voice note, take 2. And I felt like I had to share a few things. That first one to you might not have been perfect, but oh my God, it like for me, and I know like this, no, do you know what? I'm going to say it doesn't matter, but I know it does matter to you too. Like came at the most perfect time. If you'd have said to me like 6 months ago, I'd have been listening to a podcast like this, journaling, doing gratitude, like setting intentions for the day, reflecting, thinking about how I show up, I'd have gone, what the actual chuff? Not a chance. Like, I am not down for that. I know, Leanne, you say stuff about what Melissa does as being a bit woo-woo. To me, this would have been in that category, never mind crystals in your bra or, you know, or angel numbers. But yeah, you two and the podcast landed at the most perfect time, and it's just wonderful. And a little, so already it's 6:28, and I am grateful for the two of you and just what you have created, because it's bloody amazing. And I'm going to be a little bit cheeky and put myself in Bragger's Corner, if that's allowed, for wearing the dress on Friday. Oh God, and I know again you're going to go, no, they're not. But my legs are disgusting, like to me, and that's how I see it. And anything above the knee does not go on show, not a chance. On holiday abroad, that is acceptable because apart from my family, I will not be with anyone and no one will see. No photos of that is happening. But on Saturday, I wore that dress because you two talking about kind of having the courage to believe you can do something. And it might have meant bigger things for other people. But for me, I bought this dress on Vinted, buying it thinking, what the chuff am I doing? Because in a million years, I am never going to wear this bloody dress. But I loved it. It was so cute. You know, it were a couple of quid, and I were like, even if it just sits in my wardrobe, it looks beautiful in my wardrobe. But I wore it Friday. Like Rich said, I looked amazing. Looked at the photos and thought, actually, the photos captured not a bad angle. Put it on the family WhatsApp, and like my sister and my sister-in-law were like, oh my God, your dress is beautiful. Like, you look amazing. So yeah, feel proper chuffed. And honestly, you might not believe this, but I would never, ever have put that dress on. It was just hanging looking pretty. I would never have worn it if it weren't for you two. So thank you.
So big up, Anne. You are in Braggers Corner. You are
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, Anne. And we love the journey that you've been on, that you shared it with us.
We do. And you absolutely well deserved. She said that Rich, who's our partner, had said to her the other day how proud he was of her. Absolutely well done, Anne. You are amazing.
Get in Braggers Corner.
Yeah.
So, what are we all grateful for? Cam, you're on the podcast. You've got to join us with a gratitude. Do you want to go first?
No problem at all. I can. So I am grateful for you guys.
Oh,
Obviously, I have to say that, put me on the podcast and pushing myself out of my comfort zone, but being here, the support that you guys are giving me throughout my journey, and I couldn't think of any better friends. So you two,
big up, Cam.
I am so grateful for you. So thank you very much for being in my life. Second of all, I would say my children. So being in my autumn this week can bring you down a little bit, but then I see their silly little faces and the random stuff that they do and what they get excited about and what have you. So definitely I've got to put them in there. Just they cheer me up so much. So definitely grateful for my children. And then lastly, the coaching group that I'm part in. So again, Beth Hawkins getting another little name check there of her group. And the ladies that are in that group, I shared with them that I was in my autumn, and I was like, how do they keep momentum and everything? And just the way they showed up and supported me. Again, that cheered me up and helped me to push on through, when you're not quite feeling yourself and everything. So definitely all of the ladies within that coaching group.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you,
That's
Cam.
beautiful. Do you know what? Isn't it just something so powerful? We've obviously found in the last few months, I was reflecting on this, the people who are in our lives now from the past who've supported us on the journey, but actually the new people in our lives. And women have been pitted against each other for so long, but actually when we come together, we're a force to be reckoned with. We should be there supporting each other. So that's beautiful that you've had that support and that connection with women. Legendary Anne, come on, tell us what you are grateful for this week.
Well, I'm coming in number one. I am grateful, but I received a lovely voice note this week from Kylie Dixon. She always gets a mention, but she sent me just an out of the blue voice note with just some reflections and feedback about how she sees me and just what some of the things that she's inspired and in awe of. And it was just such a lovely. It was such a lovely message, and it was about my use of language, which I was like, oh, I'm interested in this. But I just think there's something around giving people feedback, and just you never quite know how you're perceived and seen by other people. You've got your own view of yourself, you've got your own perception of how you think people view you, but you don't really know how you're perceived by other people who don't necessarily know you on that day-to-day deeper level. So, and she was quite vulnerable herself within the voice notes, but there were just such lovely messages, and it was just completely out of the blue. And she was just like, I'm just coming in with sprinkling a bit of reflection. It was just such a lovely message, a proper picked me up, and I just I had a lot of gratitude for that, and it just gave me a real little boost for that. So thank you to Kylie. Number two, I'm coming in for, well, it starts with Joe Marriott. So Joe Marriott has tagged us in a post just today about the British Podcast Awards, and there is a section well, I'm not sure what it actually is, but it's a voter's choice, I think it is. And so she's shared on her Instagram stories and tagged us into that. And following that, we've had a number of nominations from people. So Sam followed up with straight away with a nomination. Cam, I think you have given us a vote as well.
Liam.
Liam, obviously Limitless Liam has, but just literally like within an hour, we've had a flurry of people who've shared that they've nominated us. So just a gratitude for Joe, first of all, for spotting it and sharing it and amplifying it. And then for all of the people that ripple that's taken. So absolute girls girl, love, love, love. So thank you to Joe for starting that ripple, and watch this space. You never know. We might be winning a British Podcast Award. So there we go.
I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
So you know that podcast award that you guys self-nominated for, how can we vote for that, and when is that, or how does it work?
It's not a voted one.
It's
No,
not a
it's
voted
judged.
one.
So that one's
right,
judged. So
okay.
we've nominated ourselves for the Independent Podcast Awards. We find out in September, I think, if we're through, and the awards are in November. But that's a
You mean when you get through?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
we've talked about the trip to London, etc.
Yeah, it's on our. Well, I was going to say our wedding anniversary. It's on our actual anniversary, and I did say to Liam, I was like, "Well, we are in a throuple now." So I was like, "You'll be spending our anniversary in London with Melissa," and I was like, "We'll let you come along."
Well, we'll be celebrating winning an award.
We'll be celebrating,
the Rising High team
on the 4th of November. So, and my third gratitude is for my cold office. So my office, for some reason, is colder than the rest of the house, which in winter causes me a great deal of distress. I have the heating on full, I have a heated blanket, and I struggle on. But we've had a bit of a heat wave, and actually that cold office has been serving me nicely. So I've been sat there and everyone's like absolutely sweltering at work, and I'm like, I'm all right, actually. So only once it gets to about 3 or 4 o'clock that it starts to warm up when the sun comes around. So I'm going to have some gratitude for the fact that my office is a couple of degrees cooler than the rest of the house, but right now I'm here for that, so I will take that.
Nice.
What about you, Melissa?
Well, I am gonna return the gratitude and back to Camilla for being our first guest on the Rise and High podcast. We had a little bit planning beforehand, quick chat, and then we've come and just done it, and I think it's gone really well. So thank you for being our first guest.
Thank you, Cam.
And thank you for the strategy planning that we're going to be doing afterwards, and giving us a glimpse of the amazing work that you're going to be doing in the art of the possible. So very grateful for all the love and support that you've always given to me over the last, it will be about 11 years now. So yeah, and you've been an amazing friend, mentor, manager, all the things that I'm very, very grateful to have you in my life.
Inspirational, yeah.
Yes, inspirational.
Yes.
Courageous Cam is inspirational, transformational, everything.
All of the words.
All of the words.
And
yes.
I echo that. So I didn't put it in my gratitude because I knew Melissa was doing it. So we didn't want to duplicate, but double
Double
gratitude
you've got
also.
it all from here. And thank you for being in our hive.
Yes, definitely.
Love it, love it, love it. Number 2, coming in for at the ripe old age of 46, I saw Pulp Fiction for the first time. So it was an event on at a rooftop bar in Newcastle called Above. So me and Crystal went. We had a very, very lovely evening. He was there drinking £13 cocktails.
On your dollar.
Mum was in
the bank of mum.
He only had one, to be fair. But we had some snacks, and he had that. I actually had a non-alcoholic Prosecco. It was very nice.
Push the boat out.
Yes, very nice. But yes, enjoyed watching that very much. Enjoyed the film. I think I felt very fortunate that I got to sit there watching it with my son in a very nice environment. So very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to come in with technology. So I think we take for granted, don't we, the things that we have at our fingertips. But I was at an event yesterday, and I was driving to Sunderland. I envisaged a different hotel that I was going to. I knew that I thought it was a different one, but which was fine because I had my sat nav. But as I got in the car yesterday, it decided that the cable wasn't working. I was then trying to, I did say to the universe out loud, please universe, do better. Because it was a struggle. It was a struggle trying to watch the sat nav on my phone that's on the chair. But when I got back in the car, it was working. So very grateful. But these are the things that we take for granted, don't we? We just don't realise that we've got these things at our fingertips. So just imagine what life would be. Life would be like if we did not have technology at our fingertips. So I'm just going to show gratitude.
For technology. Well, there we
Yeah.
go.
Can I sprinkle a bonus?
Well, it wouldn't be an episode without it. Go on then.
You know, we know we are back there. Thank you. This beautiful little today recording, the three of us in the room together, three beautiful women who are doing courageous, fabulous things, being big. We are in our big, bold, and brave era, and given very much less zero thoughts about what people think. We in our can-do era, and thank you to each of us for being here today. It's been beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
There we go. And that concludes another episode of the Rise and Hive
It does.
podcast. You can get in touch and let us know what you think. Join us at theriseandhive.com on email. You can follow us on Instagram at the Rise and Hive podcast. And you can comment on wherever you listen to your podcast, and you can contact us on a WhatsApp on 07466 324 579. And don't forget, you can get in touch with Cam if you want to at Prosperous Horizons.
That's
Yes.
right,
On
on Instagram.
So
And also, if you'd like to just give us a vote on this podcast award that
Of
at the moment I
course.
don't know very much about, other than me phone was blown up with some things. So give us
search
a
for
vote. Give us a vote on the British
Podcast Awards.
British
So you can
Podcast
search
Awards.
for the
So
Rise and Hive podcast.
Tell your friends, get everybody on it. Thank you very much. Lots of love, lots of gratitude. Thank you.
And there we go. And that concludes that. So have a fabulous week, everyone.
Yes.
Lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive podcast with